Hi guys, it's Heather with Columbus Coffee Festival, and I'm here today with Kate Brown from Savorista, and we are going to chat things coffee. So Kate, how did your coffee story begin?
I have loved coffee ever since my first job in high school as a barista. I worked for Boston Stoker, which is a Dayton coffee shop, and just fell in love with the flavor of coffee and was just fascinated by the different origins. And they have a really great direct trade program with farmers, and so just was fascinated with everything coffee, and then just loved coffee. And I think beyond that, just coffee has been such a part of some of my most important relationships of getting to know friends over coffee, or late nights in my college dorm drinking coffee with friends, or going for a walk and grabbing a coffee with a new mentor. So just kind of all of the phases of my life, I think coffee has just been such a big part of that.
That's awesome. So when you began the Savorista business,
yes,
what prompted that, and how did you kind of develop that?
Great question. So Savorista is actually a caffeine conscious coffee company. So we specialize in craft decaf and half calf coffee, which then the next question most people ask is like, well, why are you doing that? And I mean, when I was a barista, I didn't even think that much about decaf. But about, I guess, 3-4 years ago, I was in Chicago, working in a really intense job, you could say. And my father he became very ill. And I realized that the caffeine from all of the coffee that I was drinking was really amplifying my stress and preventing me from sleeping. And it was, reducing or cutting out caffeine was like the only change I could make overnight. Like the stressful job wasn't going to go away overnight. My father's health condition wasn't going to change overnight. Mm-hmm. But switching to decaf was like one step I could take forward for myself. And I switched to decaf and was honestly just kind of disappointed that this was the first time in my life I was only drinking coffee for flavor and not also caffeine. But yet I was finding the least flavorful coffee. And so that really planted the seeds that, there's this really interesting opportunity to serve people who don't always want all of the caffeine, but do always want really delicious coffee. So that was, where the idea first came from, was from my own personal experience. And then my now husband and I decided to set out on what we called our decaf quest to see, like, could you make amazing decaf that everybody was excited to drink? And so we went to Colombia first, and we met with a decaffeinator that uses natural ingredients to decaffeinate the coffee. And we met with lots of producers and did a lot of blind taste tests. And while we were there, we found our first coffee in a blind taste test that we were shocked when we found out it was decaf, like we had no idea. And so that really was the moment we realized, we can build a business here, we can make fantastic decaf and then later half calf coffees. And then we traveled a few more months in coffee countries in Kenya, Rwanda, and Ethiopia. Actually, we got engaged in Ethiopia while we were exploring coffee. Just one of some of the best things in life. And then returned back home and started Savorista.
And you're based in Dayton?
Based in Dayton, Ohio, yes.
Are any of your products available in any stores?
So not yet. We've actually started direct to consumer, and so most of our coffee is sold online through our e-commerce shop at savorista.com. But next year we are really looking to start partnerships with cafes and restaurants and grocery stores as well.
That's great.
So yeah.
In the take-home experience box,
yes,
what can our guests expect to receive?
We are pre-releasing our single-serve pour-over formats with the Columbus Coffee Festival. So we have two of our half-calves here. Our Panorama, which is a kind of medium light roast half-calf that just has some really beautiful berry notes, and our Barely Buzz, which is a darker roast, also half-calf. And so you'll get one of these in your coffee box. And like I said, it's a pre-release. We aren't actually selling them yet, so we'd love your feedback. We'd love you to help us make these even better if you have any thoughts for us. All right, so today we are going to make our Panorama half calf in our new single serve pour over format. So you just open the package right here and pop out the pour over. I like to just quickly shake it up just a little bit so that it's not all jam-packed together. You're gonna pop out the arms right here and then tear off the top. So now you just place it on your mug and then just put hot water in it right there in the middle of the filter and let it drain, and then do that 2 more times.
Thank you for being a part of the Columbus Coffee Festival and bringing Savorista coffee to us.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.